Which one of you beautiful dip craps bought $12.70 mother-in-law of GME after hours? Mark Cuban's 11-year-old son. No doubt, no doubt. Ite. Indeed, indeed. Cool. Bueno. True. Faux show. Verdade. Skeet. All right. Jake. Doug Judy. The Pontiac Bandit. You lied to me, Doug Judy. Got to be honest, I'm pretty disappointed right now. All right. Okay now ladies. Yeah? Now we gonna break this thing down for a few seconds. Now don't have me break this thing down for nothing. Now I wanna see y'all on y'all's baddest behavior. Lend me some sugar, I am your neighbor. What a beautiful little retard. Amazon, what is GME? Buying $12 million GME. Alexa? WTF? You sure it's the 11-year-old and not the 3-year-old one? I don't know. I asked my 3-year-old if we should hold our GME and he said diamond hands, mommy, so we're either all geniuses or idiots. Maybe it was that baby from that A-Trade commercial back in the early 2000s. Deep memory, unlocked. A-Trade should bring those commercials back. They would do really well with the memeability. That baby got me into a trade where I lost my $210 Subway paycheck when I was 18. Good point, the 3-year-old probably has more money and business sense than all of us too. Could have been any of his kids. The semen in Mark Cuban's balls have more business sense than all of WSB. He probably rubbed one out and got a little on the keyboard and that buy is the result. Shot heard round the moon. Money shot seen from the moon. This should be front page of our /all Reddit link. Jesus Christ, smiley face. That little crap will ride the rocket right through his teens. That's probably a dark pool sell that is coming through late. Or a NYSE closing auction buy. Note there was imbalance of $60K to buy at $350. NYSE auction was 16 hours and 2 seconds. This is either some internal movement of a position or a late report from dark pool. Thanks. But was it reported to the tape at 16 hours and 2 seconds? What is a dark pool sell? Off-exchange sale between two institutions. Is it legal? From my understanding, it's not really as nefarious or as sketchy as the name implies. But I'm a simple retard, never take any advice from me, financial or otherwise. You are correct, there's nothing sketchy about them really. It's basically a pool of all of the orders, usually the big ones, coming through a major broker, and as was mentioned earlier, the whole reason they exist is to prevent huge orders from causing big changes in the market price. What is sketchy though, there are tons of HFT firms that are allowed access to these dark pools, and they will use the information from the dark pool to seek out the opposite side of those orders before anyone else would know they were there, then buy or sell the shares to fill an order at a price that gets the HFT firm a profit off of the order. This is why it's really common to see a bunch of orders that go out to 0.0000, as the firms can use them to get a fractional advantage that turns into a big profit after filling enough orders. Yes, though it is scrutinized and may not stay that way forever. Lol, if billionaire HFs do it, don't expect it to go away anytime soon. Well, in regular brokerages buying popular stocks when there's a lot of volatility or other strange stuff. Or as part of a larger trade involving corporate reserves of stocks held as semi-liquid capital. Or for distributing IPO issues. Or, I think, for large warrant purchases / equity-backed debt instruments. There's a reasonable number of reasons to keep trades off the exchange when you have actual money in the game. Don't want those hedge funds beating you because they pay for better rack space than you. Basically a way for big money to exchange shares without disrupting the market price. Probably a hedge fund. A lot of them who aren't shorted are trying to make a buck on GME. Not that I'm complaining. Snack monkey is still monkey. It's a dark pool trade, late report. Hedge funds don't execute this size in one trade in the open market, that would be stupid. You know what else would be stupid? Naked shorting a stock 130%. It's not naked shorting, you can short a stock over 100% by shorting already borrowed shares. It's a whole other argument to say whether that should be allowed, but I get triggered when people say that's naked shorting. Edit. Too many people keep replying that it's naked shorting. Please read my more in-depth response to distinguish how this is possible below. Could people be naked shorting? Yes, of course, but it's illegal, and it's way more likely and more common that people are shorting already borrowed shares to get SI above 100%. This isn't a statement on whether it's right, it's just what is allowed to happen currently by the SEC. Why would big firms risk jail/fines on naked shorting when they can do a legal way to achieve the same goal? Yes, I was confused at how you can short over 100%. The same share can be shorted by multiple parties in succession. Similar to the way a dollar can be loaned from party A to party B, then party B turns around and lends the same dollar to party C. Don't we love fractional reserve banking? For anyone confused on what this means, it's not that there are more shares floating around than should exist. It's that there are more shares owed than what actually exists. So if party A loans 10 shares to party B, who then lends 10 to party C, there's now 20 shares owed to the 10 shares actually in existence. If party B then panics as the price goes up and buys back shares to fulfill their obligations to A, there's now shares in the market for party C to buy to fulfill their obligations. They have created a system that works 99% of the time for a system that should be bulletproof just so they can make extortionate amounts of money. Why are shares floating? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull in 2021? This is all way too heavy, Doc. Sounds like a effing pyramid scheme when you explain it like that. There's another kind of short in play, naked calls, of which there appear to be lots and lots and lots in the coming month. Same here. The only naked calls I understand are when I get picked up streaking and have to call my wife to come get me. And she sends her boyfriend to bail your ass out? I'm just a stupid ape. Please explain in simpler terms. The only thing I know is gorilla, flex biceps, and gemstone, waving, thumbs up. You guys are speaking gibberish. I think you're saying buy more GME. I think that's what I'm going to do. Ape 1 has $100. Ape 2 has $0. Ape 1 loans Ape 2 $100. Ape 2 owes Ape 1 $100. Ape 2 has $100 now. Ape 3 has $0. Ape 2 loans Ape 3 $100. Ape 3 owes Ape 2 $100. There's $200 owed between the three of them, but they only have $100 between all of them. Chicago options non-apes have many dollar. So many dollar they can promise to buy what they don't have and people believe them. Chicago options non-apes sell promise to ape that they can buy 100 GME at any value higher than current value in the future on specific date, so long as they give dollar now. Chicago options non-apes accidentally sell 1K plus promises to ape like HF at values of $40, $41, $42, $43. Many GME shares due to owners of promises that are below current GME value. Chicago options non-apes don't appear to have enough GME for promises made. Must buy and deliver, rocket, 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 rocket. Mark Cuban explained that in his AMA, laughing out loud how many people missed that. What's the point of needing to borrow shares if they can be borrowed more than once? Can they be borrowed thrice? More than thrice? I don't know what comes after thrice. The guys above are all incorrect. It's more like velocity of money. Gaia borrows 10 shares to short and sells the shares on the market to B. B's broker lends his shares to C, who sells them to D. D's broker lends his shares to E, who sells them to F. 10 shares get shorted 3x consecutively. So 10 shares exist, but 30 shares are listed as shorted, but the shares floated hash doesn't change, so in this case, 30 shares short, 10 shares float equals 3.0x shorted does not necessarily mean naked short, which is super easy to track and SEC cracks down pretty hard on. You said hard on. They can be borrowed/loaned infinite times. GME to 1000%, short. After thrice, you go for the rice. The aim, of course, is to get 5/7. I feel like people don't really understand what naked shorting really is. Yeah, exactly. It's like saying, how could our GDP be higher than the number of dollars in circulation? People are loaning money they don't have. But in like SpongeBob random caps. Can you explain what you're saying a little? A dark pool is a private exchange, often used by big players who want to trade large blocks of securities without impacting the public marketplace. Orders placed in such pools get listed on the consolidated tape, public record of trade volumes and prices, after a delay. So some hedge fund or bought those shares in a dark pool and is listing the info now, which is why the purchase didn't immediately drive the price up like crazy. Google is your friend. I've heard about this crap, but how is that even legal? That's the definition of the market, meaning as you buy, price increases. Manipulating that concept to get some advantage is not following the rules, but when does Wall Street ever do? F those guys. You can technically trade shares anywhere, doesn't have to be on the open market. You could ask for your shares to be produced as physical certificates, go to the coffee shop and sell them to passers-by for whatever you wanted, and it'd be totally legit. This is the same thing, just happens to become part of the record. Same reason you can sell a pair of sneakers on Craigslist for $1 or $100. As long as both parties agree to the trade, then doesn't matter. Hedge fund A has $12 in GME, hedge fund B calls them up and says, I want to purchase your 12 in GME for $12, and company A says sure. B sends A 12 millimeters, A sends B GME. And it's over. Then they report their trade of securities. Yeah, this is pretty much how everything in life works. Someone comes up with some rules so something runs smoothly, then a bunch of people try to find ways around it. Pretending they are being clever instead of just breaking the rules. And somehow the innate structure of the human mind tolerates this bullcrap at a large enough scale to facilitate the existence of this terrible world we live in. Effing ridiculous. F those guys. People complain about how complicated the tax code is, but this is the exact reason why it is what it is. It's not the government trying to screw people over, it's people trying to avoid their obligations and the government trying to respond. It's also why we have trials and juries to apply common sense to laws. Only problem is nobody is willing to bring these people up on charges. No, that's not the definition of the market. Just because there are many buyers doesn't mean that the price increases. That's just economics, human psychology. The market just makes it easier to buy and sell your shares. Every trade is still just an agreement between two parties to buy and sell shares at a specific price. Buying a huge amount like that would never fill, because as it fills it's driving the price up. A mere right. Would be fun if you had real FU money though. Imagine a billionaire just opening their trading app and doing a market order for 1 million shares of them. The average price by the time the order fills might actually make money on the transaction. Had basically this exact dream the other day, lol. Stood outside the exchange on Wall Street, yelled I like the stock, and hit submit on a 1 million share market order, lol. My dreams have gotten weird lately. Weird dreams change the world. We do know that Musk likes to tweet chaos. GME is a $5 billion company, less than 1% of his net worth. What's to prevent him from tweeting he is interested in buying GME for $10,200 per share? And watch the fun as a squeeze lifts the price to a 1,000. He can then gracefully back out saying he was willing to buy at 200 but not 1,000. Yay, and then he can gracefully get bent over by the SEC. Lol, no, the second is to stop you doing bad things, not billionaires. This more or less explains it. YouTube link. I watched this video and now I understand that dark pools are totally equivalent to glory holes. Can confirm, I know of a good dark pool at a 7-Eleven my wife's boyfriend told me about. Thank you for this. So, dark pools really just F over the common trader and shouldn't a thing. Like 94% of all rules, yes. They do, but it's usually a sniping algo. Saw one go off at 1:30 p.m. today on an unrelated stock and did 550k shares in a minute when the average at the time was around 20k. They don't usually snipe until their other algos are mostly done, and finish the rest at closing price during the match. I don't know what a dark pool trade is, but it sounds sexy. I've heard a rumor this was a newcomer hedge fund called DFV Capital. We use the hedgies to destroy the hedgies. One set of hedgies used us to destroy another set of hedgies. Probably a hedge fund. A lot of them who aren't shorted are trying to make a buck on GME. More than likely this is an ETF rebalance. It's beginning of the month and start of the week after a volatile rotation last week. An ETF rebalancing by buying the most volatile stock on the market? Honest question, is WSB and other retail investors really driving up prices, or are they being used by other hedge funds/investors as a cover? I mean, if certain hedge funds are wounded in the waters, why wouldn't their competitors make moves against them? Why wouldn't they set up a big squeeze to F the other hedgies, and we're just along for the ride? No, they actually buy deep ITM calls close to expiration then exercise to cover their shorts in the event they think the price is too high above their short position. Then what is left over they use to go long to drive it up, covering the short position losses and also making money on the way up, then get back into short positions and sell their remaining long positions once the price is so high it won't stay there very long. I know some of those words. Hedge funds buying large amounts to increase price, then they dump on the people buying at that high. $300 and $170 and $180 and $130 buyers all need rescuing because they've been holding. Especially the $300 been holding long time. So let's rescue our 8 brothers. Get the price to at least $400. I'm holding 74. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.